Hey everyone, welcome back. We are headed north this morning. I woke up early. I actually slept in about an hour longer than what I wanted to. Funny how that happens. You wake up and a little past the time that you were planning on getting up, but you can see it's starting to get light out around me. We got about 50 minutes left in our trip and we will be arriving at Lake Mille Lacs once again. It's been a kind of a yearly tradition for me here for a while now to go up to this lake and catch some big smallmouth every year. You know, I'm going here at the time frame that we have a lot of smallmouth on beds, and you know, I'm not necessarily going to just sit there and try to catch them off of beds for my whole trip, but it is kind of nice just to have that peace of mind that if I'm struggling and I need to just catch some fish and catch some big ones, I can go and catch a few off of beds. And honestly, it's one thing that I don't really get to do very often. This year I've actually caught a decent amount of fish off of beds. I've caught a few on the river, I've caught a few on Lake Okoboji at the tournament there. Definitely more than I have in other years, but you know, you learn a lot by fishing a bass off a bed, and I think it's kind of cool to come up here and catch a few of them that are on beds and just watch what they do, and you know, kind of make a mental note of all that stuff, because when you go to somewhere where you can't actually see them and sight fish them as well as you can up on a really clear lake like this, it just helps you kind of know what you need to do without being able to see it. So you know, now we're figuring out how to do it with the electronics and see them with that, so you're still kind of sight fishing them, but it's still definitely a lot harder than when you can just look at them and catch them that way. So you know, we're definitely going to get out there and probably try to find a few on beds, but don't get me wrong, there's a lot of big pre-spawners out there still, a lot of fish cruising from what I hear, and we're definitely going to try to target those. I know there was a mayfly hatch, and what I've found the last few years is when those mayflies hatch, you can throw a hair jig around and catch them really good on a hair jig as well. So we'll definitely have that hair jig rigged up, and then you know, just a few classic bed fishing baits. What I am excited about this year is I have my Raptors on the boat, so I'll be able to put the Raptors down while I'm fishing for the ones on beds, and you know, it'll just be a little bit easier, make life easier. And I'm excited to get out there and, you know, again, try to smash my PB. My biggest bass on the smallmouth side right now is like a 512, I believe. So I'm aiming for a 6-pounder. I want to catch a 6-pound smallie, and they are in this lake for sure. So we're gonna go out there, see if we can't get ourselves a 6-pounder this weekend, and just enjoy, you know, relaxing, no pressure of a tournament. We're just gonna go after some really big smallmouth, and you know, hopefully the wind doesn't get too bad out on the big lake there. I think today it's supposed to be a little breezier than it will be tomorrow, but neither day looks terrible. So let's just get out there and see what we can do. But it'll be a fun day out on the big pond. It's been a year since I've been up here already, and I'm ready to get back after it. So we'll see you at the boat ramp and out there on the water. But wish me luck riding solo today, and it's gonna be a fun one. You too. How's it going?
Oh, I don't know, we'll see.
Hey there everybody, we are out on Mille Lacs and the water is about 60 degrees, so I'm guessing that we're just getting to the spawn right now, early spawn, which is right where we want it. We want to be fishing for a lot more pre-spawn fish than not, trying to catch those really big fat ones, and I'm sure we'll still be able to find a few on beds if we have to resort to that. But I don't know, it doesn't look too bad out there. It looks a little choppy out on the main lake, but Looks like we got a wind coming out of the west, so we'll probably go over to that side of the lake and try to just get on, you know, some water that ain't too bad. You know, you can see where I'm at right now. It's not terrible. If we can fish some stuff like this, that'll be pretty awesome. So I'm gonna take off here and see if we can find a good area to start. But it should be a beautiful day. It's warming up fast, and I'm looking forward to it. Hooked up with fish number one. Here we go. Little pre-spawn fish. Number two. That one's a little better. Heck yeah. We're getting to what we came here for. I didn't get it on video, but I just caught a frickin' stud. Look at how fat that fish is. Oh my gosh. I found a little school of pre-spawners here, and kind of having the time of my life. That fish is insane. Better get a weight on that one, but that's what we came here to do right there. Good one. Second biggest one of the day. Just needed a fresh Ned for him. Here we go. Whew, it fell out right when I grabbed him. Another beautiful Mille Lacs smallmouth. They are definitely getting on this bank to spawn. I've seen a couple really small ones, really shallow on beds, but all these bigger ones, I mean this one ain't huge, but it seems like all the bigger ones that I've been seeing or catching have been on the outer edge of this rock shelf, and they've just been kind of cruising. But it's another good one. good one there. Oh, look at that one. Heck yeah. That's another good one there. Few fish in, we caught a 410, and now we got another one that's probably close to 4. Gonna get a measurement on it. All right, that one there's a 4-pounder right on the dot. Get it back in there. Get on to the next one. Got one on the hair jig, baby. Oh yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Here's another good one. Spit out a crawdad as I was reeling them in. That's probably another 4-pounder, maybe a little less. Call them 3.5. Fun one though, for sure. Heck yeah. Oh, I got it. Oh my God, it's big. It's really big. Oh my gosh. Guys, I just caught a freaking tank. Look at that fish. Oh my goodness. Look at that thing. That's a tank. All right, guys, we got another 4.5. So we're working on a pretty good bag today. That's awesome. Let's get her back. Goodness, that's pretty sweet. I scoped that one at about 12 feet deep. Not a big one, but it's fun getting some practice to be able to hang in there with the big boys if I can figure this stuff out. I guess you might not be able to see it, but that's what my screen looks like right there. And basically, I'm just able to see the big boulders that these fish are spawning next to. Oh, I got him too. That didn't take long. But it's a good one too. Come back and land him back here. Come on. Come on, Buster. Get in the boat. There we go. Another nice one. But, like I was gonna say, I can see the boulders right here. And before I caught this thing, I could actually see the fish moving around, because when I put these raptors down, the boat sits still, and you can see all those boulders are kind of staying in the same place. So obviously right now the front of the boat's kind of moving back and forth just a little bit, but when I cast in there, I can see this fish moving around and going after my bait. So I'm just kind of getting some practice, you know, finding the beds up shallow and looking at them on here. This is the same thing that you can do when the water's dirtier and you have no chance of seeing them, but get that thing back in the water. But yeah, like I said, you know, the water's dirty, you can't see them even if it's calm and sunny. You just use this, the old fish finder, scoping them. Okay, that's a heck of a lot better picture right there. So you can see this really big boulder right over here on the right, and then you can see where this rock spine kind of makes a turn right there. So you can't actually see a bed right here. Actually, it might be kind of showing up right there just a little bit. Kind of hard to pick it out. Oh yeah, there it is, and you can see the fish moving on it too. Try to get my finger out of the way. Just right there in the dead center. It's very, very, very hard to pick that out, and it takes me a lot of time to get dialed in with that. But you know, you can just see right where the corner of that rock spine is, where it turns to the right up ahead of me, and there's a big rock out there to the right. So now that I seen that fish moving, I'm guessing that one's on a bed there too again. I'm sitting back far enough that hopefully he doesn't see me. It's the other awesome thing about, you know, using these electronics is that, you know, I could get close to them and sight fish them, but then they're going to see me too. It seems like they're a little bit easier if I can kind of sneak up on them like this, and I'm just watching that. Now, if I see that fish kind of dart out to one side or the other, away from where I think that bed's at, then I know he's got it, and I'll set the hook if I don't feel the bite. All right, guys. So I located a boulder up here. You can see it right there on the screen. And it's kind of looking like there's a bed on the back side of, oh yeah. Jesus. It's a good one too. Yeah, right there I could see him, see the boulder right there, and I'd never even seen a bed there, but just a boulder that's way bigger than the rest of them. Had to cast at it, and first cast he came out and smoked it. Oh, yes. Look at that one. Blind in one eye, it looks like. It's another solid one. Heck yeah. 3.5 pounder going back. Yeah, the reason that I think that fish bit so quickly is because that was just an isolated boulder way out here. There you can see it pretty good. At least I can. That big boulder right in the center of the screen. There's another one kind of up and to the right of it, but it's just isolated out there by itself, and that's Perfect little spot for a smallmouth to make a bed there. All right, guys, a little midday update. It's noon right now, and probably got about 18 pounds or so. Kind of working on breaking that 20-pound mark. I think if we can find a stretch of fish that nobody's beaten up, that would be awesome. But it's flowing pretty good. Like the main part of the lake out there, and the whole north side and east side are completely trashed by the wind. But kind of just trying to go along this whole west side of the lake and at least fish stuff. You know, I'm definitely in the wind, but at least fish stuff that's not quite as bad. But yeah, I'm basically just scanning right now. I'm in a big sand flat, and I'm just trying to find a little hidden gem with some rocks here, maybe some pre-spawn smallies that are stacked on it, or if nothing else, you know, if there's a few big boulders mixed in and stuff, maybe find some spawners that have not been found by anybody else and crack a few. But I'm just gonna sit here. I got my I got the juice right here, the depth that I want to be fishing highlighted in green. So I'm just gonna stay on the outer edge of that green, and I'm just gonna scan it, and I'm gonna look for anything that's not just straight sand. So we'll see what happens. It looks like up here we might have a little bit of rock in there, so keep you updated, but hopefully we can stay on them and catch a few more big ones. Hairy jig. Little guy. See if we can get a big one. They're growing. Getting bigger. That's a fat little pre-spawner right there. Look at that sucker. On the hair jig again, I'm just winding the outside of this weed line. Got it. Got a big one though. Just dragging the Ned through the rocks here. Oh man, that's a nice fish. My finger in his mouth. That was a 4.5 pounder. Dang. That was a tank. I thought I saw a bed here and I was trying to catch one off of that. And I just flicked it over along the rock spine, and that guy swam up and just grabbed it right as I was about to reel it in. Should have used the net. Son of a... Place is ridiculous. go. That's just a little male right there. It never gets old, one after another. Here, jig. There's a tank. That one's got to put us close to 20 pounds now. Caught 2 4.5 pounders and then got a handful of these 3 to 3.5. That one's maybe even 3 3/4. But just beautiful fish. I mean, fish like that you just don't catch very many places in the world consistently. This is just like the average fish on this place, so pretty awesome place, and I'm really enjoying it out here. It's sweet. Jesus. Just flipping 3.5 pounders into the boat on a spinning reel. Fell out. Man. Just beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. Well, just caught another big one. It's been raining, so I don't have the camera on, but absolute stud. Another 4.5. been on the water for almost 12 hours. I think it's time to head on back to the ramp. Got about a 40-minute drive to where I'm staying tonight, and we'll be back out here tomorrow. But it's been a pretty good day. I lost one of the bigger ones at the boat, but if I would have got that one in there, I think I would have ended up with like 21 or 22 pounds today with my best 5. I did some bed fishing, and I also just threw the hair jig around up shallow, and it was really windy out in the main lake, and I really didn't attempt to do anything crazy out there. But I did catch quite a few fish on the hair jig, but just no big ones. All my bigger fish came off of beds, just fishing them with a Ned rig. So I think tomorrow I'm just gonna go out and try to catch my biggest 5 fish limit that I possibly can. I don't know when I'll be able to get back up here again. Might be next year, so I'm probably just gonna go ahead and lean on them. Hopefully we get some good conditions. I don't know, if it stays kind of calm like it is right now, it could be a really good day tomorrow, especially if we get some sunshine. But yeah, I don't know. We're gonna go back to the house and get some food in us, and we'll get back at it tomorrow and see if we can catch a few more big ones.